Um, Sitting here watching ESPN. Got done watching One Shining Moment for the national championship game between Florida and Houston. And, I really wasn't prepared to make a video tonight at all. Me and Michael actually kind of took the week off, but, we both had things going on. But uh, the Florida Gators just won their third national championship uh, in the 21st century, which is just crazy. I mean, that's just unbelievable. They just won their third national championship in the 21st century. And, if I just would say only that, people were like, oh, wow. Oh, and football? Wow, that's crazy. Which, their next national championship in football would be their third, but this is actually in basketball. The Florida Gators won their third national championship in basketball. So, Florida's a football school, right? So, what's Ohio State's excuse? Ohio State hasn't been to the NCAA tournament since 2022. So, we're just supposed to be okay with that? We're supposed to just be okay with a ceiling first, second round team? I don't know what's going on anymore. Just the lack to attention to the basketball program from Ohio State is just it's just criminal. It's just criminal right now. Um, Man, oh man, oh man, just disgusting. It's just disgusting that like a program like Florida in the SEC, a football school, can win three national championships in the 21st century. Now, I know some people are point out like, oh, they won. They won the back to back, and they struck lightning in a bottle with Jakeem Noah, Al Horford, Corey Brewer, Torian Green, and all of them. And I can understand that. I can understand that a little bit. Billy Donovan was a great. He was a great college coach, though. He was a great college coach, but they might have struck lightning in a bottle a little bit with those four. But um, at the same time, like that goes away now because they've now won their third, and they've won their third title now, and it's just like, damn, man. It just makes me so upset as an Ohio State fan that there is a program out there that is like on par with you, and it's like, and they're winning in basketball too. Why is Ohio State not winning in basketball? I mean, we have our theories. We have our theories. Obviously, the university doesn't care enough about basketball, and Florida does. But having so many non-revenue sports that are just draining the basketball program dry, or I guess draining the football program, and some is not as much of an impact on football as it is for the basketball program. So that's one reason. Better basketball players in the Southeast, just like in football, I would say that's another reason. I don't know what changed in the last couple of years of the SEC, though, man. They've made some absolute home run hires in basketball. Like they have Bruce Pearl. I mean, well, they have Todd Golden now. Todd Golden's one of the best coaches. He has to be up there now. Uh, I'm trying to think of some other. They have Calipari, of course. Um, just a load of like really really high level coaches in that conference, and the Big Ten. It's like the Big Ten sucks so bad. It's like the Big Ten's claim to fame is still like Tom Izzo, who still plays basketball like it's in the 1990s. That's not going to cut it. I know Michigan with Dusty May, they have high hopes for him, but I don't really see it with him. At least from a schematic standpoint, they don't seem all that disciplined. At least not what I saw tonight from teams like Houston and Florida, but fuck, man. It's just Ohio State over here. I'm looking at like the transfer portal right now, and there's rumors they're going to get this John Camden from Delaware, like 6'8" white guy from Delaware. That's the answer at Ohio State. Brandon Noel, six. Let me see here. I think he's like 6'8", forward from Wright State. Did we not already play this game once with Tanner Holden a couple years ago? Tanner Holden actually averaged more points a game than this Brandon Noel, and he didn't do jack shit at Ohio State. He could not adjust to the speed of the game. In the, I guess at high level basketball, like his lack of size and explosiveness really hurt him. I don't know. I don't know jack shit about this guy. He might prove me wrong, but I can tell you the optics here, it just looks so fucking bad. It just looks so fucking bad, and I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick and fucking tired of Ohio State basketball being so bad. I'm sick and tired of the Big Ten being irrelevant on the basketball scale because now the SEC just won another title. You know, we didn't keep them out this year. They won a title in basketball, so they can hang that over the entire country's heads. That really, really sucks. But, you know, I hate Florida. They were the better team than Houston. Their margin for error was smaller than Houston's. Like, you just can't. And I've been preaching this for a while. Like, you are really, really, really asking for trouble when your guards are all under 6'3". Now, I think Houston had one guy that was 6'3", but the rest were all smaller than that. Yeah, they had some solid wings and stuff inside, but they didn't play anybody that was over 6'8". And while all of those guys were super athletic, you know, Florida could get some easy shots inside at times because they had a 6'10 guy, a 6'11 guy, a 7'1 guy. And that ended up being the difference. That Walter Clayton Jr., man, like, you know, he was shut down a lot of the game, but he could at least get shots off. He's like 6'3", 6'4". It's not as hard for him to get a shot off as it is like L.J. Cryer at 6 feet tall. You know, it is what it is. Um, Man, oh man, just event show, really. I just need to get on here and vent. Wasn't expecting anyone to jump on at midnight. Um, just a really, really sad state of affairs. Jake Diebler's a lame duck coach. He's not going to improve coaching. We know that. I don't. Uh, Even if he did, it was still the wrong hire. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, Jake Diebler actually turns it around, and you know they make it to like the Elite Eight or something next year. It was still the wrong hire because at Ohio State you're not supposed to learn on the job. You're supposed to hit the ground running, and he actually, I don't care what anyone says, he was struggling in his first year taking over for Holtman when he took over like halfway through the season. I was ashamed at their postseason run in the NIT. I thought their defense was horrible. They still didn't run much of an offense, but Jamison Battle, you know, made some ridiculous shots, and they actually had a little bit better of a team last year than this year. So at least shooting, and I remember saying that, and it turned out that way as well. Um, so he's had a year and a half, and I've seen, you know, there are no improvements. There's no reason to think he is going to improve. Um, he he might know the game of basketball, but everything that we've seen would say that he doesn't. I don't care what his dad did in high school. So, yeah, just a really disgusting time right now as an Ohio State basketball fan. The SEC reigns supreme. You have a program in Gainesville, Florida that has won their third national championship in the 21st century, while Ohio State hasn't even made the tournament since 2022. And Florida's a football school. Florida is like, when people say Florida Gators, they're probably known for football and baseball before basketball. Well, now basketball is up there too. So why can't Ohio State be good at everything? I mean, I've kind of let go of the baseball program. I've resigned to the fact that that program's like gone and lost, but there's no reason they should be this bad in basketball. No fucking reason at all. It's an absolute fucking disgrace that were here. And I was listening to local Columbus radio a little bit on the computer today, and they're saying the same thing. They're like, why is Ohio State not Florida? At the very least, they should be Florida. They should be competing for Final Fours every 2 or 3 years. Ohio State should be in the conversation, competitive enough to make a Final Four, because then from there, you know, I'm not going to say anyone can win it, but you have a good chance once you get there, because if you're good enough to get there, you're good enough to win it. Every team in the Final Four could have won the title this year, except I guess maybe Auburn was the weakest of them. Duke's got to be feeling sick right now. Duke was better than Florida and Houston. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I think I kind of want Duke to beat Houston, because I know they would have beat Florida. Like, the length problem would not have been a problem for Duke against Florida like it was for Houston. But I mean, Duke's bigger than Florida, like, across the board, and Houston didn't have a lot of problems there. Now, granted, it took like a massive choke job by Duke for Houston to win that game, and it just doesn't happen very often when you're down by 9 points with 2 minutes to go, 6 points at like 30 seconds ago, that you win a game. That's just extremely, extremely rare. And I even said it after the game that Duke was better than Houston. Like, 8 out of 10 times Duke wins that game. Duke's got to be sick. Well, I'm sick too. I'm sick and fucking tired of Ohio State. That's what this show is about, just to rip on Ohio State basketball even more, because you know the FCC reigns supreme, and Ohio State's not doing anything about it. They've done something about it in football. The Big Ten has. Now it's time for them to do something about it in basketball. And people go to me, well, Jay, Rage, why do you keep doing like episodes on basketball and stuff? They suck. Like, who cares? Like, I fucking care. I fucking care, damn it. I fucking care. You know what? Because they suck so bad is the exact reason why I should be doing the shows, because they should be fucking covered. I'm not going to fucking stop until things change. I understand, like, my voice is going to fall on deaf ears with Ohio State, but who knows? Maybe I'll start a fucking trend. But Jesus, they need to be held fucking accountable. And if I don't keep beating that drum, then who is? The basketball program must be held their feet to the fire and get on the level of Florida. I'm not going to be fucking satisfied until Ohio State. I've said it. I'm saying it now. I'm not going to be fucking satisfied with Ohio State basketball until they win a national championship. I'm not going to be fucking satisfied. They have got to get there, and they've got to fucking win a national championship. If Florida can win 3 fucking national championships, then Ohio State can win 1. I understand. I already spoke to Florida winning the back-to-back, and they caught lightning in a bottle. What was that? 19 years ago. But that's over now. Or 18 years ago, Florida was able to pivot, and they remained pretty good after that. I believe they made like 3 Elite Eights in the row under Billy Donovan, and between 2008 and 2011 or something like that, or 2011, whatever, somewhere around there. And now, 10 years later, after that, they're winning a national championship, and that in itself is disgusting. If you're an Ohio State fan, you should feel disgusted that the basketball program is so fucking bad, while another program known for football first is winning basketball national championships. They've won the same amount of basketball national championships as Ohio State has won in football in the 21st century. Let that fucking sink in for a second. I'm getting the fuck off of here, though. I just needed a vent. Hopefully people watch this tomorrow and see. I don't know. Keep holding Ohio State basketball accountable is really all I can say. They're a disgrace. They're disgusting. They're despicable. They have a shitty coach. I don't even know if I'm sold on Ross Bjork anymore, because Diebler should have been fired a month ago. He has not been fired. They're stuck with him next year. The roster looks like it's going to be disgustingly bad, and that's fine. I'd rather the roster suck and he gets fired, because that's what I'm cheering for. I'm cheering for him to fucking fail until they actually hire a legit national championship caliber coach. So I'm looking at Billy Donovan. I am looking at Chris Beard. I'm looking at those guys when they actually go searching for a coach. So, all right, I'm getting out of here. I'll see you.